What's going on, you guys? Sports on the Deal is coming back at you here with another episode talking about the Sweet 16 and the key games that happened. Let's get into it, and what better way to start off than everyone's favorite pick for the national championship. The number one overall seed, Gonzaga, goes 74-68 here, led by JT Notte, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. You also had Jalen Williams coming in behind that, 15 points, 12 rebounds. Drew Timme, 25 points, 7 rebounds. Chet Holmgren, second game in a row, he has fouled out. He only played 23 minutes in this ball game as he had 11 points, 14 rebounds. Could have clearly have been more of a factor in this ball game. And I think Gonzaga would have won this game if Holmgren played a little bit more, but only played 23 minutes, fouls out yet again, and they pay the price. But the biggest thing is Arkansas only committed 8 turnovers in this ball game, and Gonzaga commits 15 turnovers. And Arkansas is one of those teams that's gritty. They press you hard defensively. They force turnovers, and they get out in transition and score in transition, as you've seen in this ball game. And that's why number one overall seed Gonzaga is gone, out, finito, next. And speaking about number one seeds going out, Arizona also goes down the same night here to Houston, 72-60. It almost, Houston had that 6-point lead at halftime, and then they just kind of built upon it in the second half as they win by double figures, led by Jamal Shed, 21 points, 6 of 6, and then you had Kyler Edwards come in, 19 points, 5 rebounds, hit 5 of 9 from downtown. And that's been the ultimate difference in this game, is you had Arizona, who didn't even shoot 40% from the field, committed 14 turnovers. And then you look at Houston's side, Houston shot 46% from the field, 45% from three-point range, 9 of 20 from 3. And then they committed 12 turnovers, but Jamal Shed, Kyler Edwards scored 40. They combined for 40 out of the 72 points. We got 3 number one seeds out. The only number one seed left is Kansas. We're going over to North Carolina with a huge monster second half to put themselves over UCLA, 73-66. They score 45 points in the second half, led by Caleb Love, 30 points in this ball game. The kid shot lights out, 10 of 18 from the field. They out-rebounded UCLA 43-34, and 15 of those 43 rebounds, and this is something I said about North Carolina, is their offensive rebounding is relentless. They had 15 offensive rebounds in this ball game, which means extra possessions, extra shots against a UCLA team that struggled to rebound the basketball. And that's what's got North Carolina winning these ball games, and that's why you see them putting up 90-something points a game. They're averaging 80-something, a little over 85 points a game so far here in the tournament. They only scored 73 in this game. But you give UCLA some credit here. Their defense held them up in that first half. And unfortunately, North Carolina was just like a volcano. They erupted in the second half of 45 points, outscored them by 10. North Carolina moving on again. Like I said, this team is a Final Four team. This team could ultimately play in the national championship game. Moving on to a battle of the double-digit seeds here. Miami against Iowa State here, as Miami just rolls right over Iowa State, 70-56 here, led by Cameron McGusty. Cameron McGusty's been so good for Miami this year, 27 points. He's been playing fantastic for them here in the tournament. Iowa State shot terrible from the three-point line here. They shot 4 of 22, 18% from 3. And then they only shot 4 free throw attempts the entire basketball game here. And they committed 18 turnovers, and this is what Miami does to you. The University of Miami, they do this every year. They play hard, tough-nosed defense. They force turnovers. They get out in transition, and that's how they blow you out of the water. And then their ball movement's fantastic, as they had 21 assists on 26 made field goals. So that tells you the ball movement is good for them. And kudos to Miami as they're playing for a Final Four spot here. We have 2 double-digit seeds remaining here in the Elite Eight that have a chance to make it to the Final Four. Who would have thought that 2 double-digit seeds have a chance to make it to the Final Four? Like I always say, we'll see how it plays out. Last but not least, we cannot forget about St. Peter's. No one can stop talking about St. Peter's as they do it again, and they beat Purdue 67-64 here. The teams that they've played against have shot a combined 17 of 60 from three-point range against St. Peter's. So that tells you St. Peter's is getting out there, contesting the three ball. They're running guys off the three-point line, and it shows. You know, they're only allowing 5 threes a game, which tells you that teams are not even shooting 30% from three-point range against this ball club. And you give St. Peter's a lot of credit. Now they have to play North Carolina coming up here in the Elite Eight game. And Banks and Etter have to score in this ball game. That's the only way this team's going to remotely have a chance, because as you have seen, North Carolina is known to put up points, and they're known to put up points in bunches, and they're going to out-rebound the life out of St. Peter's. The only way St. Peter's stays in this game is if St. Peter's hits the three ball, they hit it consistently, because Etter cannot go 1 for 6 like he did in the Purdue game. He did have 10 points, but you can't go 1 of 6 from the field. You can't go 1 of 4 from downtown against North Carolina. This is a team that can win the national championship on that. But thank you guys again so much for your time. If you guys have not already, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. If you have not done that, we'll see all your faces in the next one. Deuces.